Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Dave here. I'm going to show you a couple of things about Linux and one of their distros that I really like, and it's actually a light distro, but the main thing I want to focus on today is I'm going to show you how to set up your Thunderbird Mail. So whatever Linux distro you may have, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you a great email client, and that is Thunderbird Mail. This is the Linux Lubuntu desktop that you're looking at right now. It's a great desktop. I recommend it. It's a very light distro. Believe it or not, I have two old hard drives that I've had for a long time, and I actually put them in my computer. I'm running 3 hard drives on my PC right now, and I decided to put these light distros on it, and it works great. So it's very fast. You can get around the internet real quick. Speed is not a problem with this, even on an old system like I have that I'm using, which is only 3 gigabytes and 2.2 gigahertz of speed. So if you're looking for a light distro for that, it works fine. I also run Fedora in here. I have a 320 gigabyte hard drive, and it runs great as well. It seems to be running better than any Windows that I've ever run on this computer, so it's doing great. So this is it right here, and you can actually download Thunderbird Mail. Very simple. You don't have to use the. I don't think you have to use the terminal on this if you don't want to. But sometimes it's good to use a terminal because I think you tend to get a better install. Simple firewall configuration right here. Easy to download, easy to use. Nothing complicated with that. As you can see, I'm running Chromium Web Browser and also Firefox. This is where you download the software. So when you bring this up, it's actually over here under Systems, I believe. This is what it looks like when you go to download. Probably something you're used to if you're using Linux. A lot similar in a lot of other different programs, but you can actually find it here, the Thunderbird Mail, and the firewall, and any Chromium browser or Firefox browser as well. All right. So what we're going to do now, again, this is a very simple desktop, nothing complicated. It boots up real fast. You get there in really like under a minute, it seems like it boots up. So it's actually really good. Okay, so this is the Thunderbird Mail. Great email client, and the reason why you want to use it is because it's like a catch-all email client, kind of like Outlook, but I think it even works better than Outlook. But there's a lot of different ones out there. Even Windows has one called Windows, I believe it's called Windows Live or Windows something like that. It's a Windows Live email. But the Thunderbird email works very well. What I like to do is I have like 4 email accounts, and I like to be able to capture them all under one place. So that way I'm not having to go and look at all my emails online, go into each individual account, and then try to go in there and delete all the junk mail out of there. And what this actually lets me do, it actually lets me, I actually go in and actually read my email, not all of it, but I go in there and I look for what's important to me. And then what it does is I have it set up to where it automatically deletes it off the server. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to set that up. It's very easy. But the first thing that you want to do, and on any email program that you may be using, in this particular case, we're going to be talking about Gmail. What you want to do is you want to go into your account. So I'm in my account, one of my accounts right now. And then what you want to do over here on the top is you want to click on that icon right there and go under My Account. And the first thing you have to do, because if you don't do this, it will not work at all. You have to go in there, Apps with Account Access, and click on that. And then you want to turn this app on right here. It says Allow Less Secure Apps on. I wouldn't be too concerned with that. I never have an issue with security at all with this. You're dealing with Linux. Linux tends to be a lot more secure than Windows does. But I really haven't had any issues with this at all. So you just turn that on right there. And you can also go in here and find out how to set that up. But I'm going to go ahead and show you that real quick. All right, so we'll go ahead and get out of this. Make sure you do that first. So this is Thunderbird right here. So we'll go ahead and bring that up. It's probably going to run just a little bit slower because I'm running this screen capture. Okay, so as you can see, one of my emails did come in. And this is, I have 3 email accounts right now. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my 4th one. So what I like to do is go under where it says Create a New Account. So this is what it starts out when you actually bring it up. So create a new account. I click on email, Now this says, would you like a new email address? Now we're going to skip this because I don't want a new email address. This is for, I guess, creating possibly a Thunderbird email account. But I'm going to go ahead and skip that. And I'm going to go ahead and type in my name. And then I'm going to type in my email address. And of course, you want to type in your password. Okay, and hit continue. Okay, what we're going to be dealing with here, we're not going to be dealing with IMAP. We're going to be dealing with the POP3. And then we're going to hit, let's see, do we want to hit done? Let's see, mail. No, we want to hit, okay, what you want to do is you want to hit configuration. And here's why. Because what it's going to ask you is you want to make sure that the secured ports are up. So your secured port for your POP3 is going to be 995, and your SMTP, your outgoing mail, is going to be 465. So as you can see, it's all secured right here. And over here, under authentication, you just want it under normal password. If you have it under anything else, it will not work. It's just your normal password. And your username is not necessarily the full email. It's actually the first part of it right there. So you're going to go ahead and delete that out. Then when you do that, you're going to go ahead and hit Advanced Config. All right, and then under Advanced Configuration, we're going to set this thing up a little different. And this is how, I mean, you can set it up however you want, but this is how I set it up. So as you can see, username is DWEKS746. This is my POP, .gmail.com. Underneath the server settings, check for new messages at startup. That's exactly what I want to do. As soon as I click on that, it'll actually pop up. I don't really care too much about checking for new messages every 10 minutes. Automatically download new messages. Leave messages on server for at most 14 days. I always turn this off because I want it to delete it immediately. And I also like to empty the trash on exit. That way, you know, I look at it one time, I'm done with it, and I forget about it. All right. Now, you hit OK on that. Well, actually, let's go into copies and folders. That way you can get a whole idea of, you know, what you can be looking at. You can set it up however you want to set it up. Let's see, composition and addressing, junk settings. Let's see here, disk space, return receipts, security, okay, and all that. Outgoing server brings it up here. So these are all the SMTPs that I have with all my emails, and you can go in there and you can look at it. Let's see if this is the right one, and it is. And that's the that's 465 right there. So that's right. That's the right port security. No, that's not the right one. Excuse me. Hold on one second here. That's the right one. And we want to make sure that's set up. And again, you want it to be under normal password. And then hit OK and hit OK right there. Okay. Now, what's going to happen is once it gets set up, you're going to see just DWEKS746. It's going to take a second for that to come up. I think what I'll do is I'm going to restart this program. That way I can show you how to, you know, write an email in it just to make sure it is going to write an email. So we're going to go ahead and get out of this, and I'll bring it right back up. So when I bring this up, it's automatically going to check for new email. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and write an email just to make sure it's going to work. You always want to test that. So I'm just going to send another email to one of my other accounts here. So you just go into write email. Okay, and we'll just put test. And let's see if it's right. Hit send. Hopefully it is. If not, we'll fix it. We'll just give that a second here and see if it shows up. And it should. takes a little longer in this one. Maybe I should write it in a different one. Okay, so I did send that. Okay, and there it is. It's taking a while for this one. This is a different email account. This is not a Gmail account. Let's try this again. Alright, let's do that test one more time. I'm pretty sure I sent it from this email address. Let's try it again. But yes, on this Lubuntu, it's a very, very good distribution. I mean, it's one of the best light distros out there right now, I think. It's amazing what you can, put this on, and what light, lower system that you may have, and how you can still use it, get on the internet, do the things that you want to do. So it's really a good one. So we know it's working. It's just, there we go. All right, so it's writing, it's working, everything's working fine. Just make sure when you go in there and set it up that you go in there and click that app icon in your Gmail, and make sure you do that in any email that you may have. Okay, thanks a lot.